Greetings, beloveds. Welcome to Muse and Magic 1111, and thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into your tarot journey. Hey, Scorpios, this reading is for you. We're going to dive right into your love messages for fall, and hey, let's just get into it. Oh no! Okay, I still got it. All right, so as per usual, I'm going to start this off with a song. Typically, this song is from your love interest to you, significant other to you, or from you to the person that you're thinking of. And oftentimes it's also from the universe, but I get the feeling that this is from your person to you, especially if this is someone who you've been on again, off again, or possibly out of contact with right now. So just listen carefully. This is Joyce Rice, Think About You. In case it does not translate well on camera, you can look her up, Joyce Rice, Think About You, and you can take a listen to the lyrics yourself. But hopefully it acts right today, okay? Think about you, you know what I do. Take me out of my head, cause I know love, and it ain't there. You make me feel it where my heart is, beating my soul up. So can you stay here? Oh, yeah, yeah. I know I'm complicated. Dang it. I got too much going on here. Took me this long to see it. Just hope it's not too late to say that. I'm thinking maybe we should go there. Go there. Right there. I'm ready for you. Go there. Go there. Right there. Pick it up right there. Try to fuck with you. Got me thinking we should take this chance, baby. You feel safe. Your arms. How did you grow to be so beautiful? It's a closed case, 'cause you're the only one. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I know I'm complicated. You know you're way too patient. But we both know what we got here. Took me this long to see it. Hope it's not too late to admit that. I'm thinking maybe we should go there. Go there. Right there. I'm ready for you. Go there. Go there. Right there. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there so we can dive into the general messages. So I just want to kind of take a deep dive into what is going on, the general energies of this connection. And so right here we have someone who obviously wants to talk, a conversation, some type of a message or news coming in. I feel like this is someone who's been waiting to have a conversation. They know this conversation is important and necessary. This is a text, a call, could be an email. And then again, this could be someone who's been trying to text, call, or email, and someone here is in the energy of not today. So almost like I get the feeling like when I wanted to talk, I wanted to hear what you had to say. I was asking, begging for communication, for connection. You weren't available. You know, you were saying not today, right? And now it's just like I'm not even dealing with this anymore. I'm hurt, or I've been hurt already. And this is just me kind of setting my boundaries in a way. I'm still feeling a kind of way about this. You know what I'm saying? So, and yeah, this is about someone's heart healing here. So maybe someone was left on pause, maybe someone, again, and just look at what this even looks like. You know, somebody just having, not listening and not being available for the call, right? For the conversation. So someone is heart healing here, okay? Someone's been healing from a broken heart or healing from, toxic relationships, or codependent situations. Um, Scorpio, I do know that, um, 'cause I'm Scorpio, so I totally understand. Like, there is sometimes this need or this attraction to broken winged birds, right? People who um need help, right? And we're so loyal and we're just, just always there to answer the call, right? Very much the opposite of not today, right? So sometimes what can happen is that we'll be so passionate about others, our person and their goals, their issues, their life, their whatever is bothering them, their hurts, their pains, their broken hearts, that we go all in. And oftentimes that could almost feel a little, I won't say for us codependent, but it allows others to become codependent upon us, and that also is not very healthy, And sometimes maybe some Scorpios are codependent on the other person. Um, just kind of reminds me of this movie, and I think I've brought this up in readings prior, but when a man loves a woman, and the woman was an alcoholic. Her husband was so used to having to clean her up at night, bring her home, drag her home, carry her up the stairs, bathe her, pull her hair back if she was throwing up, whatever, all of the hangover things that came with that and the side effects. And he had been doing that for years. I mean, like years, the majority of their marriage. And so when she finally hit rock bottom and decided, or they decided, whoever decided, she needed to get to rehab, and she definitely did go, but it was difficult for her at first, still struggling, because once an alcoholic or an addict, you always are. So the temptation is there. But one of the things that frustrated her as they were going to couples therapy was, hey, I feel like he doesn't know how to leave me alone. He doesn't know how to be, since he doesn't have the same role of having to be my caretaker and pick me up and, clean me up and get me back sober and all the things. It's like he doesn't know how to deal with me. And Scorpio, I feel like sometimes that could be our shit. You're so used to dealing with people who are broken, broken-hearted, and traumatized, suffering from PTSD of something, and we're so patient and so loyal and so loving and so passionate and so caring, that sometimes when that energy tends to start running away, of course, because sometimes our passion, and our love can be overwhelming for others, because most don't realize that they're worthy of unconditional love. You know what I mean? And typically, Scorpio, we don't know how to fake it. We're very genuine, authentic people. So that could be overwhelming for someone who's never learned even how to love themselves. And so for us, it could leave us a little misplaced. You know what I mean? One, because you're kind of being pushed away. Um, but two, because when someone doesn't want the healing, doesn't want to change, doesn't want to level up, doesn't want to raise their vibration, doesn't want to, meet you, right? Again, where do you fit in all of this? You know what I'm saying? And it's not the same in the sense that you got to go and clean them up and you're used to, holding their hair back over the toilet, or it's not the same as someone being addicted. But addictions can come in many forms, right? It could become a habitual thing with people just being very codependent. So codependency could look very different. It's not just dealing with, you know what I'm saying, substance abuse or whatever. So I don't know. I just feel like I needed to say that. But someone is healing here from a broken heart, kind of just, you know, um, just freeing yourself, setting boundaries and freeing yourself from toxic behavioral situations, like immature people who are very immature in relating. And I feel like that's you, Scorpio, especially because you're just very passionate, you're very clear. And I think this is a connection that was very passionate within itself, right? I think that this was a situation where you liked each other the same. It wasn't like one person was into the other one more than the other. No. And I think it was a very fun connection. Okay. However, Scorpio, here you are, the Phoenix, your energy, as always, constantly transforming, evolving. So if people are not willing to to make that transformation with you, so that things can come full circle, then they're not willing to change, and they're not really to grow, not willing to recognize when there needs to be a new phase of something or forward movement, then it could just be really difficult. This is someone who I think recognizes your passion, definitely loves you for your healing heart because you're a healer I feel like you help to heal their heart. Um, but absolutely recognizing this. However, um, it's almost like I see commitment kind of circling around, somebody pondering around the idea of commitment, you know. However, this is also about completion. I think this is a phase, one transformation that has finally come full circle for you. Okay, so this is the ending, the completion of I feel like even a karmic cycle for you, especially with this always attracting that wounded bird kind of energy, because we tend to do it not even purposely or knowingly so, right? I think I described this in another reading last week about Scorpios, how we're the type of people that people, on a train, plane, automobile, people on a bus. I mean, people in the grocery store, they tend to just gravitate towards Scorpio and not even know you, but just feel very honored and open and free to tell you their worries, tell you they're having a bad day, even if they don't know you. It's just something about us, I think, that just makes a person feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Without having to know us totally personally. Okay. So diving into this actual connection, it seems here like someone left this connection, and it's like it was kind of an abrupt leaving. It was abrupt, and it looks like there was a masculine here that pretty much left this feminine behind. Now, I'm speaking on energies here, so you could be in either of these energies, all right? But someone left someone here, thinking that the grass was going to be greener. It was going to be on the other side, right? And then realizing that it was very cold. It wasn't green. In fact, it was icy cold, right? So if someone was left to carry their own, it's almost like I want to say lick their own wounds, carry their own burden, and then you only got half of what you thought you were going to get. If that, you got half of what you bargained for. Okay. And then there's this prince energy here, which to me just states that or just kind of confirms that this is still a slightly immature energy in relating. Okay. Probably someone who still runs, who still doesn't want to. They're great probably at talking and conversating, but not great at owning up, not great at relating on a grown up level. You know, um, yeah, because here we are with this third party energy here. Someone's cup was just way too full. There were options, more than one, and yeah, someone just kind of even was avoiding. That's what this card is about. It's just very avoidant. And this was a very innocent connection here. I feel like this is a very pure and innocent connection. These two people in this connection clearly soothe one another. It was like poetry, like music, this connection was. So here we are again, this same certain someone, it looks like the masculine in the situation. Um, yeah, it was like
although the actual image is not someone being stabbed in the heart, but it is this kind of connection. You know how in the fairy tales it's like the princess, look at Snow White, look at Sleeping Beauty, right? They needed the kiss of true love to awaken them. And it's like if that's not there, then they're just kind of left there and wait, like just left there. You know what I'm saying? Frozen in time, right? And that's kind of the feeling that I get from this situation. Someone was avoidant, someone basically, I won't say stab someone in the heart, but you also didn't show up, whoever this person is. Someone just didn't show up for the other person, and it left um this partner just kind of lying in wait, very disappointed, very much exhausted, very much, like in that Snow White slash Sleeping Beauty energy. Okay. Yeah, so, and again, this was all an illusion. It was all an illusion because, you thought that it was going to be all success and ended up being left with half of what you bargained for and left out in the cold. It was cold outside. Still is. So again, just kind of, it's almost like it's like paying for a piece of jewelry, right? A gold watch, and realizing that you got bamboozled. It's like back in the day, paying for that box TV. You thought you got it for the Homeboy Network hookup, and you get home and it's a box of rocks. You know what I'm saying? It was heavy enough to give the illusion of it being what it was supposed to be, but it was bricks. It was, you know what I'm saying? Not what you bargained for. So yeah, and this is a situation where it's clearly some type of a past life connection here, a lover's connection. There's no doubt in that. I think this is a connection that balances people, this connection is a very balanced connection, okay? And again, I said that earlier that yeah, it was like a very innocent connection. Like you guys really tend to be like musical notes, like poetry to one another. Very easy. It's no work for this connection to work. Okay. Um, yeah, it's like this feminine puts you in your, keeps you and allows you to be in your masculine, and you as a masculine, you allow this feminine to be in her feminine, to be in the proper energies. It's effortless. It's a total poetic dance. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's dive more into this masculine energy. What's going on with the masculine here? So we have sanctuary. Someone is here feeling like they're a little bit isolated. Okay. And maybe a piece of this isolation is serving as sanctuary, serving as safety, serving as a time to reflect, right? Kind of looking inward. Um, and I think someone's reflecting on some promises here. Promises that maybe that they didn't keep, and yeah, finding compassion in all of this. I think this time alone has had someone really reflect on the promise of love possibly, and then giving some, it's so funny because I just went to go see um a movie with my boys, and it was Freaky Friday, and of course this is the more modern you know version of this movie because it existed some years ago with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, where they switch places, the mom and daughter. And this is a very similar situation where they switch places even in this current rendition of this movie. However, the whole key was that they needed to learn compassion for one another. They needed to learn to be in each other's shoes, right? Everyone involved had to learn how to really walk a day in the other person's shoes and understand them at a core level, at a heart level, before the curse could be reversed. Okay, not that it was a curse, but you know what I mean. So this is what I'm feeling like. Someone in this time of reflection and sanctuary is recognizing some things that they've done and said, or promises they've made that they did not hold up to. Promise of love possibly for someone, and learning how to be a little bit more compassionate and vigilant towards this. You know what I'm saying? Towards this connection and this situation. The dragonfly here is about an emergence. So someone is definitely getting some downloads, wisdom call, wisdom advice, even if it's coming from various places. It doesn't have to be from any specific person. But this could just be universe sending little signs, and this person just seems to be seeing signs all over the place. These promises, right, from God and universe, and also just whatever these signs are and these downloads are, it is helping you to shapeshift. Okay, it's helping them to shapeshift, see things differently, helping to shape their mind a little bit differently, and also the way that they're moving. Okay, this is someone who's been submerged for a while, and I think, it's kind of like you came to like this brick wall, this icy wall here. You know what I'm saying? Like an iceberg type of an energy. But again, the ancestors are here to help with the healing process. So someone has been having, with the shaman card, this is about intuition, it's about dreams, it's about whispers, it's about the call, it's about, again, ancestral guidance. So someone does have some ancestors or angels guiding them in this situation. And because of this is all a completion of a cycle. Okay? This is all a full transformative energy, which leads to a completion of a phase. Okay? The ending of one phase is the beginning of another, right? So what's going on with the feminine energy here? I'm going to. So here we have this card comes up again with this innocence here. Again, this is a very innocent connection. And I think your heart is truly innocent, Scorpio, to be honest. You have a very innocent-like heart. You like to see the best in people. You like to, be optimistic, about all things. And so again, with the ancestors, this is generations. Your ancestors are protecting, they're guiding, leading. And because of this is definitely, this whole situation is just opened you up. So it is allowed for you to see your own vulnerabilities. Okay. And because of that, you are regenerating a passion for life, a fire for life. You are actually in a energy of unfoldment, which here is represented by the lotus flower. And what that is again, yes, spiritual transformation, but it's also your it's spiritual enlightenment. Like everything that you've been through, and you've been through so much, it has enlightened you. And even if it's made you sad, even when it's made you feel very vulnerable and open, and you know what I'm saying, you still, and alone, because we have the lone wolf here. It's really the wolf, but it's opened up and also helped you to focus. It's sharpened you. Everything you've been through has sharpened you. So it's given you crystal clear focus. It's allowed you to even hone in more to your intuitiveness and your instincts here. And it's incited your creative flow, right? Your creative energies. You're dreaming. Someone is having very creative dreams. There's a certain type of a synergy here, right? So it's ebb and flow. It's this is your time. This is your shish, you know. Um, I don't know why I kind of just want to pull a couple more cards from Earth Magic. Woo! Yeah, and it's like you've accomplished a whole nother level now, and so this is now a time of celebration and dance for you. It's like your angels and ancestors are like, yeah, you did it. Right? You said learn to set boundaries. You've learned to let go and not hold on too long past the expiration date of people, places, and things. You're on fire. I just have to say that. And this did come up, the fire card of passion. You're on fire. And I just want to say I'm so proud of you. Yep. It's like this is just effortless, and there's a certain radiance about you at this time. Okay? So let's get into these very simplistic messages from the animal spirit guides. What are what is the advice? What's the advice for the masculine in this connection? Let's just take. For my masculines, you need to trust your feelings. With the horse. With the lion, you need to ask for what you want. Okay? Trust your feelings. Ask for what you want. Okay? And do the right thing with the eagle. The eagle is so regal. And for my feminines, what is the advice for the feminines in this connection? Notice the little things. Ladybugs are known to bring good luck. So your luck is changing, and I definitely feel like things are looking up, like you're almost there, almost to the top. Spirit just gave me that song from the Princess and the Frog, right? Almost there. I think she's singing it when she's, cooking in the kitchen and imagining what her place will look like, the restaurant that she desires to own. And she sings the song Almost There. Cougar, you can do it. You can do it. And dream on. And I think those are beautiful messages because of everything that you've gone through. This is, man, and on the bottom of the deck, you have everything that you need, which I say that often. You have all the light that you need for the step that you are on. Okay. Let's see. Are there any special messages from your other person, from your other half? What are the messages from your person? I really could have. I really could have used. Really could have used this other deck. Yeah. So someone's feeling very passionate about you. This is someone who is thinking about you. It's almost like a broken record. It's on replay. Just constantly thinking over things, thinking about how things went down, thinking about what was and wasn't said, thinking about what they should have done and said. Yeah, just over and over in your head, in their head about this. Someone is healing their heart. Someone is healing their heart. Yeah. I want to tell you the truth. I want to tell you the truth. I want to give you, I want there to be clarity. I want to give you clarity. Okay, so I think about you. It's like a broken record, like a, playing over and over in my head. And I want to tell you the truth. And my heart is healing, and I deserve to. And you healed my heart. That's really what it feels like. Go. Close the door back. Uh, 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 uh. Okay. Yeah. And this is giving twin flame energy. So this is someone who was saying, hey, you are my soulmate. You are my person. You are my twin flame. Even if this is not a twin flame connection, because I don't feel that for every single one of you, but this is definitely a kindred connection, right? A very soulful soulmate connection. Okay. All right. Is there anything else there? Yeah, a time for healing. So this is a time for healing. I think for everyone, for many, it's a time for healing. So those are your messages, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I enjoyed reading for you. Until next time, just remember that love brings change. Love is the highest vibration of all. And I wish you optimal levels of health, wealth, abundance, and wholeness. All right, my loves. Till next time.